Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and in today's episode we are taking the H-125 from RSP, Rotor SimPilot, out and around Pearl Harbor. We're just going to go around the bay real quick, just sort of take a quick cruise in the helicopter. I haven't flown it since its previous update, and so today we're going to see what it's all about. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future updates and future guides that will be coming down the road. Link to Patreon can be found in the description below. All right, so stepping into the cockpit of the H-125, for those who have not flown this aircraft, it's coming along very, very nicely. You can see brand new floor textures have been implemented here. The radio stack looks quite nice, the center pedestal, I should say. Definitely coming along. You can see some areas that obviously are still a work in progress. But again, a fantastic start. And Rotor SimPilot really earned my respect with the R-44. That's such a fantastic helicopter. I know I say fantastic, like I probably say it way too much. The truth of the matter is that for a free aircraft, these are some of the best helicopters that I've flown. The R-44 is an absolute a blast. It's really, really very well modeled, and so it's very nice to have around. All right, sorry about that. It sounded like we had a gorilla in the house there for a second. Anyway, so let's go ahead and just get the aircraft up and running here. Now, I'm not 100% sure how to start this lovely lady, so give me a minute here. And we're going to take a look at a few things. I'm not sure why. My head tracking, there it goes. That was weird. Okay, what do we got here? That's fuel, auto. What do we got down here? Oh! Okay, wasn't expecting that. Sound is great. Oh, look at that. See this from the outside. Wow. Just figuring this out here. There's the horn, generator, anti-collision light, pitot. That should be everything that we need. Oh, TWT. Oh. Twist grip? Yep. All right. So we got throttle. Pitot heats are on, lights are on. I think we're good to go. Very nice. And I think that's another very awesome part that gets overlooked by a lot of us simmers. You know, when we're, especially those of us who really chase after the realism of everything, is that for a beginner, especially, these helicopters are fantastic. Just because they offer so much flexibility and diversity in the flight models. I think especially with the use of Airland FS, which this one does use. For those of you who don't know, Airland FS is a third-party application that really makes a lot of the helicopter experiences possible for the sim. Now, there is some, obviously, in-house integration, you know, with the H-145 and things like that that don't use it. But it's just another way that sort of enhances the flight model. So here we go. We're going to add some collective here. Make sure I'm actually coming up there. Yep, all right. Oh, and there's that left torque. Let's not hit Jose. And I'm leaving it as is right now just to sort of demonstrate with you guys how nicely this flight model is already performing. As I'm increasing the collective, we're increasing the rotor wash here, I guess, or increasing the anti-torque, excuse me. And Gosh, no, not increasing the anti-torque. That's increasing the anti-torque. Oh, my rudder pedals are not working. Hang on a second. Good old Windows. There we go. Anyway, by not increasing the anti-torque, we're getting that centrifugal rotation caused by the main rotor, is what I was trying to say. You guys are going to have to forgive me a little bit. It has been one of those days that you just can't wait to put away. Work was, glad it's over. All right, so once again, let's start adding that collective back in. So there's that rotation caused by the main rotor. So now we add that anti-torque in. And let's just do a little pickup. We're going to pull aft and back on the flight stick a little bit on the cyclic. We're just going to try to do a nice little float here. And this is just, it really is one of the better modeled helicopters that I've seen. And I think what I like the most about it is it doesn't have a lot of the autopilot features that some of the others do. That's what's throwing me off. And so you actually really have to pay attention. Like if I just let go of the cyclic here, we're sort of all over the place, even with the anti-torque. Right, so now we're rotating, we're falling backwards, and so I don't know how well the stick is actually, or the cyclic's moving, and I really can't do it. I'll show you, but let's correct this nonsense here. And less is definitely more. Just the most minute movements on the cyclic, but I'm constantly moving it. It's in constant motion right now. And so I find that flight model to be quite entertaining. It's challenging and yet fun. Really, really enjoy the RSP helicopters. They are a great place to start, in my opinion. So let's get moving here. And there we go, man. I mean, they're just, it's such a beautiful helicopter. It's so well done. These guys really know what they're doing. And I have to say, there are a lot of people who are very anti the Airland FS application, you know, having to use a third-party app to make the helicopters work, etc. But I really do think that they do a better job of creating that flight model experience. And again, this is not to discredit my guys over at High Performance Group. I love the 135 and 145. I purchased the 145. I have flown it very regularly. The only reason why I don't show it very often on the channel anymore is because there was a big burst where I was constantly flying it on the channel. Every other day or so I had one of those helicopters on it. So, you know, I sort of took a break from it. I figured you guys were probably getting tired of seeing it. You know, I still fly it on a regular basis. You know, whenever I get up and just sort of tool around. I don't have the time that I used to anymore, but anyway. So I hope that I don't discredit or come off as discrediting anybody else's helicopter. The Bell 47 from Fly Now, you know, I love it. Absolutely. That's actually, in my opinion, and I think it's just lack of skill, honestly. But for me, that is the hardest helicopter to fly, is that Bell 47G. I have a terrible time with it sometimes. Once I get it up and moving, it works just fine. But then there's other times, man, where, like in transition, oh my gosh, I'm always afraid I'm going to lose it. But the RSP helicopters, the R44, this H-125, they're always so... It's like RSP has found that perfect balance between challenging and overdoing it, or not challenging enough. Like, it's just that perfect level, and I think it's suiting to just about any skill level. You know, it really is. They do such fantastic work, and I say fantastic all the dang time, but it's just, I mean, when the word fits, it fits. But just beautiful, beautiful jobs with these aircraft. I love all these freeware aircraft. There's so many of the freeware aircraft that stomp the payware aircraft. You know, I'm so grateful for these third-party developers and all the effort they put into this stuff. You know, all the dedication and the hours and hours and the testing, and for free. It's like, you You really can't thank them enough. If you fly them for more than an hour, even if that, you got your money's worth when it comes to a free aircraft, and they beat the crap out of the payware, and a lot of the payware anyway. And I guess what's really nice about the freeware developers, and this is not to say all payware is bad. I have plenty of payware aircraft that's fantastic. The Just Flight Arrow being a perfect example right off the top of my head of a beautifully done payware aircraft. So just throwing that out there. And there's many more. Just that one came to mind. It's because they flew it yesterday. Anyway, but you can tell those who are in it for the money and those who have the passion. And I think I love seeing the passion aircraft, because with today's technology and the simulator capabilities and all the cool flight controls and things like that, when you get that full experience between passion and technology, you get an amazing aircraft. And in my opinion, we're sitting in one already. And like I said earlier, that clearly there's still plenty of work to be done. But it's still fantastic. I really wish all these ships were out of the water. That'd be kind of cool. It's really weird trying to fly it from the external view. You'll find that when I'm in a helicopter, I love being low. I love scraping the deck. I need to find a really good scenery add-on for Pearl Harbor. Something that brings all of these boats out of the water. You can see that dock down there, and the images there. Very flattened. Need to find a really good Pearl Harbor scenery. I think that'd be awesome. Alright, so at this point, we're going to go ahead and bring her in for a landing. We're going to land at the other end of the field here. Rest some of that forward momentum. It's 80 knots or 60 knots. I'm slowly pulling off on the collective, bringing the cyclic back. Just about every 10 knots, I'm having to add a little bit more back pressure. Want to really arrest that forward momentum there while managing our vertical descent. Definitely don't want to descend too quickly. Anything I find over about 500 feet per minute, I start getting really nervous. Got that helipad right there. So it looks like a helipad. I think it's a helipad. About to find out. That's where we're going to land it. That's a really weird spot if it was. But, whatever. As you can see, we have the airport to ourselves. I just get so tired of the AI traffic. That's why I don't use it. And then lately, my AIG manager, I was really loving AIG by Alpha India Group, but I tried to reinstall it after I redid my Windows 10 install, and I can't get it to find any liveries. I do the whole searching thing, and it just gives me a blank screen. Right, so let's creep forward just a little bit. Come on. No, no, don't drag the skids. All right. Huh. Well, I was hoping the sound would maintain on the outside, but that's all right. Well, my friends, that was a quick tour, or a quick flight, not really a tour, but a quick flight in the H-125 from Rotor SimPilot. We've done this one once before on the channel when it first came out. It's been a long time since I flew it and wanted to fly it again. I cannot stress to you guys how much fun the Rotor SimPilot aircraft are. I mean, again, all of these aircraft, but specifically today we are talking about the H-125. It is so much fun to fly. You use that Airland FS, crank the realism up to 100% for professional pilot. Trust me, it's not going to make it insanely crazy or anything like that. And I promise you're going to have a great time with this helicopter. It's got that perfect balance of challenge and enjoyment and while being able to relax. You can really dive in deep to it and start, trying to figure out cool things to do with it. Learn how to, rotate on a center point, learn how to hover with it. Picture yourself as maybe doing an air med rescue, or a life flight, Just, there's so many scenarios you could really bring with it. I love that the rotors are still spinning right now. I really do. I think that's kind of cool. And I wonder if it's because there's the rotor brake. See if the rotor brake actually works. Huh, maybe not. I wonder why it's still spinning. Anyway, as I said, guys, that's pretty much the long and short of it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed the little flight. Hope at the very least you enjoyed listening to my incredibly beautiful voice serenading you for the last 15 minutes about helicopter loveliness. As always, guys, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.